Hello everyone, myself Diksha Dinkar Dherange. Today's my topic is development of pharmaceutical companies in India. The history of Indian pharmaceutical companies are dates back to the early 20th century, when increased nationalism gave rise to the greater interest in the science, including pharmaceuticals. In 1982, Indian scientists like P.C. Rai, A.J. Koti Bhaskar led to a foundation of pharmaceutical industries in India. In 1901, archery P.C. Rai started first Indian pharmaceutical industry in Bengal Chemical, Calcutta. It was the first Indian companies for the production of quantity of drugs and pharmaceuticals, chemicals and home products with a indigenous technology. In 1907, Alembic Chemicals work on Barodara. In 1919, Bengal initiatives were started. At the early stage of development of Indian pharmaceutical companies, relied heavily on foreign companies for their bulk drug requirements. The country now ranks fourth in the terms of the generic production, uh, the position of 17th in terms of export values of bulk activities and dosage forms. India export the pharmaceutical formulations to more than 151 countries. The Indian pharmaceutical industry in world third largest by the volume and the 14th largest in terms of the value of total annual turnover of pharmaceutical odds, rupees 2,89,999 crore for the year 2020. The Indian pharmaceutical industry is a net export of bulk drug and generic and ranks 17th in the world in terms of bulk drug and formulation exports. More recently, a growing number of MNCs uh, have entered into a more collaborative with Indian pharmaceutical companies. The pharmaceutical industries in India expected to the growth of 75 billions dollar USD by the year 2020. The significant implementation for the Indian player shift focus from the market share capture to a market creation, adapt new and differential business technique, sustain product access and the uh, opportunities of Indian pharmaceutical industries are um, opening UP of opening of the pharmaceutical insurance sectors, and the expected growth in a per capita income are key growth driver from the long term of perspective. This leads to a expansion of a healthcare industry of which pharma industry is an integral part. Indian companies are become a global industries uh, uh, become a global industries hub for a pharmaceutical procedure, uh, growing attention for the health and growing incomes. And the next one is globalization and the easier international trading. And then the strengths of the Indian pharmaceutical companies are Indian manufacturers are one of the lowest cost procedure of a drug in the world, with a scalable labor force. Then the Indian manufacturer can produce a drug 40% to a 50% of a cost to a rest of world in some cases. Thus, the cost is lowest as a 90%. uh, then fast changing lifestyle in urban and some extent rural countries opens a huge market for the pharmaceutical companies and the lifestyle of drugs, which has low contribution in India market which has low contribution in India market as now. And the last one is largest pool of skilled technical manpower. Then the major segments of pharmaceutical industry are the manufacturing drugs, OTC, medicine, vaccines, contract and manufacturing biosimilar and biologics. The domestic pharma industries are include the increasing number of Indian pharmaceutical companies getting international regulatory approvals from the manufacturing plants from agencies like US FDA, MHRA, then health in Canada, etc. India has the largest number of US FDA approvals plants for the generic manufacturing products. The top pharmaceutical companies in India are like Dr. Reddy's company, Cipla, Glenmark, Aurobindo, Alkem, Mankind, Lupin, Sun Pharma, etc. During the Second World War, in means 1939 to 1945, there was a huge fall in supply of drugs from foreign companies. As a need of pharmaceutical companies started in India. Then the recent initiatives of pharma companies are government has taken various policies, inactive initiates for the pharma sectors. Then the second step is steps have been taken to streamline producer covering developing of a new drug molecule, clinical research, etc. Second one is government has also come up with two new schemes specially targeted at drugs and the pharmaceutical research. These are the new Millennium Indian Technology Leadership Initiatives and the Drugs and Pharmaceutical Research Program, means DPRP. Generic drugs from the largest segment of India market are with 70% of market share in terms of revenues. Generic drugs from the largest segment of the Indian pharmaceutical sector. India supplies 20% of global generic medicine market exports in the terms of volume, making the country the largest provider of generic medicine globally, and the expected to the expand even further the coming years. Over the computer medicine, over the counter medicine means OTC drugs and patented drugs constitute 21% and 9% respectively of total market revenues of us is US is 20 billions dollars, etc. Thank you.